This one?
This is online, no? The one which I have given you is online. The which I am showing you is available online.
But
I can
actually,
share
I'm
it.
not able to access the chats. Okay.
Okay, just see.
I,
I sent
I
it
have
once again.
I have already pinged in the chat. 1 minute back.
Sorry, I'm not. I haven't logged in, but I'm not able to access the chats.
No worries. You have WhatsApp, no?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sending in WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you.
Just give me 1 minute. I'm logging into WhatsApp. Well, then I'll share it.
So I'll share it, sir.
No worries. Thank you, Raju.
So I just created this NSG. So I was just checking the settings option on that one. So I'm not able to find that. So could you please help me to?
Yeah. Sure. Can you share your screen?
Yes, yes, I'm sharing. Is my screen visible?
Not yet. I'm just seeing. Yeah, now it is visible here.
Okay, so this is my NSG.
Correct. So on your left side, you will see the rules. It should be rules. Did you create a regular NSG or a classic? I think it's
It's
regular
an
NSG.
regular only. Yep.
Yeah, go to the top on your left side. Yes, you'll see security inbound rules, inbound security rules.
It's
But in the
yeah, yeah.
settings, yeah, that's where
Oh,
you need to write the
sorry.
rules.
Okay, okay.
No worries. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before going and editing the my NSC inbound or outbound security rules, I should be having the web services and the management NSC should also be created, correct?
Not mandatory. Because ASGs are independent because they can be attached to your VMs at any point of time. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So you can first write a rule, keep it, and then you can bring the systems up and running.
Okay.
Correct? Yeah.
So can we edit this inbound rules and outbound rules if in case of any changes required? In case.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I don't see this web servers are reflecting in my NSG list. Customers. I'm trying to set inbound security rules, but I see only MySG
Can you share the
management.
screen?
Yeah.
Maybe you have created that in a different location. Can you check?
It's the same location, but yeah, let me also check.
Unlike AWS, no, it doesn't show region specific. It shows everything that is available until and unless there is an explicit filter. Just see.
Just sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is both created under East US.
Yeah, can you show the VMs?
Yeah.
Those are ASGs. VM is not created, I think. No, go to the VM section. No, search for virtual machines. See, the virtual machines are not created yet. So which task you have completed? So you have completed task number 2. You have to complete task number 3 now. Exercise 1, task 3.
Don't try in this location. I mean, it's not creating in this location. So that's why we all took a different location.
Nishant, I enable to create the VM. It's showing less size I need to choose.
See, size okay, but if it is only size error, that is okay. But if it is not even creating anything, then it's a issue.
I enable to choose the size, means higher version also I enable to choose.
Which location you are using, Mari?
East US only.
Yeah, in East
Guys,
US.
try to go with US. Okay, try to go with any US location is fine. Otherwise, Central India is also fine. Don't go with Africa and blah blah blah.
But I have tried with Australia East and it's working, sir.
Yeah. See, let's make life easy. If one region doesn't work, let's go with other region. That's it. Choose the regions that you know because your account is from India location, right?
Yes.
It's always better to choose a location from where you are accessing. But ideally, it's okay. Anywhere also you can see, but you know, sometimes these guys will because it's a new account, right?
Yeah.
See, always know whenever you create any Azure account. Always, the moment you get the access, just create and keep it because many times there are certain limitations. For example, any account which got created less than 24 hours cannot spend more than 40 GB of RAM. This is not only there are multiple cloud providers which put restrictions because maybe a spammer could have created an account and he cannot spin like terabyte disk, no? A terabyte RAM for a security purpose. That's why always, I'm sure you could have received the details of Azure way long back. Maybe a weeks before, no? So try to create an account and keep that so that you will not have restrictions. For example, you see everything that I have done, you are doing it. Did I get any error? Did I get size issues? No, the reason is mine is an old account. So because of the old account, they don't keep any restrictions. Oh, this server cannot be created, that server cannot be created. Ideally, even new account also you should not have that things. But you know, for the security purpose, they will disable it.
Even with, I tried with Central India also. I mean, at the moment we are facing the problem with VM creation. I mean, limited resources that we are getting.
Show me that.
Right now I have changed it to Australia. So it is creating. So I'm done.
Okay. So once if you are done with the lab, no, delete it. Never mind, but delete it. Pawan, is it clear for you?
Yeah, I'm just looking at these steps, so I'm just wondering where this virtual machine got missed while I'm following the steps.
Just see, the easiest way for you to do is go step by step. See, okay, I'll make your life easy. Can you minimize it? Control Z or so, mouse Control Z, something like that. In Mac, I don't know how it is.
It's again
small it, make it small. Control minus something like that.
Okay.
Go back to the screen. I'll tell you. Go back to the documentation. Some control minus will make it small. Something like that is there.
This one, I think
control scroll the mouse to small. Okay. Otherwise, see on my screen. Otherwise, I'll show you on my screen. See, in my screen, what happens is it will show me on the left side, because if I do big no, they get hidden. But if I make it small, I have a left side section which will tell you what is task number 1, task number 2. You can directly go there.
Got it.
It actually, based on the screen resolution, it gets adopted. For example, if you make it like this, see, it gets adopted to the screen.
All right.
So try to see if you can get this left side so that it is easy for you to navigate.
Nishant, I have one challenge here. I'm not able to find these settings in this my NSG.
Can you show me?
Yeah.
The screen.
So I've created this.
Okay. On your left side, you see inbound security rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on that. So there are no security rules itself. Something wrong.
Not created actually. Security rules.
No, see, you created network
my...
security group classic. Network security group classic you have created. You have to delete this network security group and create a new one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nishant, I got to see the steps again. What I'm seeing is in the step 4 or the task 4, we will be able to map my ESG web servers and my ESG management servers. Later to that, then it will say deploy virtual machines or create virtual machines in the exercise 2.
Correct.
I'm still in the exercise 1, task 4. And in the task 4, I don't see this my ESG or the step 3 within that.
No worries. You show me.
Yeah.
On the screen, I'll help you.
Sure.
First thing we have to go is to go to, let's read step by step. Okay.
Sure.
Task 4.1. Let's talk task 4.1. What am I telling? On the NSG blade, in the settings section, click inbound security rules. Okay, go back. So in the settings section, inbound security rules. Excellent. See, you have added my ASG management server, no, already.
Yeah, this is available.
Yeah.
But,
now what you do? Let's do it once again. Now, write one more. Here in the destination, rather than any, select application security group. Yeah, select the management group from here. See,
strange. I think this is taking a while. When I was doing that last 2 times, this
Mhm.
web was not reflecting, but only management server was reflecting. So I had to
is
cut
it?
the management server. Yeah.
So
It
try
took
to
a-
reload the page. No worries.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
Anishan, can we have 2 locations actually for virtual machine? I'm not able to create that virtual machine using this East US, but rest of the things I just created using the East US only. So is it okay to go ahead with some other location, or
But
do we need
the
to?
regions and all will be associated with the region. The network will be associated with the region.
Okay. So in this case, I have to modify the, what do you say, that
Very
network?
simple.
Okay.
If you cannot do it, just delete all the previous ones and then redo it again. That will be faster than troubleshooting.
Okay. Okay. So this virtual machine only it's not supporting. So why rest of the things are getting supported? Okay, as you told, I mean they may not giving us.
They may not initialized it. The thing is, for example, let's take a very simple example. Azure should work everything for everyone similarly, no?
Okay.
For our other peers who created just account like you, rest now.
Okay.
They were able to create and you cannot create.
Yes.
Correct, no?
Yep.
So sometimes it happens. I don't know why it happens also. The reason only we expect is that because for new accounts, immediately higher resources may not be created. But these are some things which are very small, 8 GB and all.
Yes.
They should be in a position to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can delete the whole resource loop now, sir? I mean, we don't need to wait.
If you're done with the lab and if you don't want to do anything else, for example, you don't want to verify how route table looks, you don't want to verify how ports look. If you don't want to do any other experiment on top of it, you can delete it.
You're going to discuss that once everybody is done?
Next lab. I'll go to next lab. There you will discuss a little more detail. Yeah.
Jordan, should I share my screen so that you'll have a look at it?
Yeah, please.
I mean, Jordan wanted to have a look at one of the solution here.
Chandan, can you connect with me separately? The class won't be get disturbed. Others will start doing.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, sir.
Nishant, I'm sure this question might have already asked, maybe Venkatesh or somebody might have already asked this question. So I'm just looking at this VM and I see the size where I'm selecting, or probably when I select the image for the size, it is saying the size is currently unavailable in East US for the subscription. So if I change the region, will it affect any of the other configuration with the same region?
Very simple, no? Size matters for you or not?
Yeah.
I'll ask a very simple question. If you understood the lab, Pawan, size matters a lot or not? Doesn't matter, no? Concept is network security. Whether 8 GB RAM machine, 16 GB RAM machine doesn't matter, no? Agree? Even 4 GB RAM machine also doesn't matter. Then why you want to change things? See, this is where you have to come with a decision. That, okay, boss, in this lab, the importance of this virtual machine is just to log in and see. So even 2 GB RAM machine will also work. Correct?
Correct.
That's it. Your answer is there.
Yeah, when I try to look at the other available sizes, but when I select any
You
of
don't
them,
have 4 GB RAM? Go for 4 GB RAM. Is it not selecting?
Pawan, you are using, I think you are using East US location still, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, East US location, you are not able to create any VM at the moment for the people who created a account today. List.
Yeah. Could be the free trial or something.
Yeah. Try with Australia East. You will be able to do it. But you have to create all the ASGs, NSGs and all in the same location again. You have to delete this and create again.
Yeah.
Trust me, if you come back to the same site tomorrow, it will work. Same thing, it will tomorrow you come, because 24 hours buffer will be there to create some resources.
Nishant, is it okay to delete the complete resource groups? Because
absolutely no
okay.
problem. See, here you are here to learn, delete, screw up everything.
Okay.
No problem.
Nishant, I have one doubt. I have created both VM in one location, but ASC, NSG in different locations. So I need to edit or I need to delete and create new only?
Delete and create it.
Okay.
See, these are region specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do it.
Nishant, at least resource group is not region specific, right? Resource group can be on.
Even resource group is also region specific. See, at the time of creating anything, if you select a location, that means it is resource specific.
I mean, what I mean is, like, for example, if we create a resource group in East US location and we can tag any, or we can add a resource from any location to this resource group, right? So, so does it mean
from that point of no, from that point of view is okay.
Okay.
It's just that grouping of logical resources. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any importance.
Yeah.
The only benefit is if you are creating in that resource group, automatically everything will be selected for that region.
Right. By default.
By default. So that will save a lot of time when you're creating No, multiple devices or multiple instances of something.
If I have to delete all the resources what I created in one shot, so where I can just go and
delete the resource group.
So that A is at 00 lab 7, right? So that
Correct.
resource group can be still completely deleted.
Correct, correct. Guys, I'll give you 15 more minutes. Please complete it. I have to go to our lab, okay? Because if you complete this lab, you'll get comfort. Then the next one is also more task. Huh? The one which you have seen is a very basic. The Azure firewall is more complex than what you are doing now. Even if you have to make routes, you have to configure your application security group, network rules, all these things you have to do. So that's a little more complex. So I want you to quickly complete them. I'll give you 10 to 15 more minutes maximum. Finish it off by it's what is the time? Yeah, 1 second time. It's around 3:45, 3:50.
It's
Just
3:50.
maximum. Yeah, 3:55 maximum by 4:10 you complete it. I'll start the lab number 2. Okay. Azure Firewall I will start.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this is the first day, that's why I'm also being a little slow, but day 2, day 3, day 4, I'll not be this slow. I'll be a little fast because I want everyone to get that feel of, where options are there. So I'm giving time here. Okay.
Nishan?
Yeah.
There is one default resource group network watcher RG.
That is okay. So what happens is there is a monitoring resource group that gets created to monitor your resources and logs.
Okay, so that is not for the billable person.
No, it will not bill.
But that too got created with the East US only, right?
Yeah. So first, anything that you create for the first resource group, it will create in that same region. Because you start monitoring it. And when you change the regions also, you'll have more number of network watchers coming in for region to region. For example, create all the resources in a different region and do the same lab again in different region. You will have 3 network watchers. That will never be charged. That will not charge.
So any of the network watchers will not be charged?
No, they will not be charged. They're like default monitoring engines that will monitor the logs of the system.
Nishant, I unable to delete this resource group. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
Now I'm here. Can you see my screen?
Just type the name, bro.
Yeah, go to the top. See what is there. What is it showing? Read.
Deleting this group, resource group is irreversible. The action you are to take cannot be undone.
Then
going further, we'll delete the resource group and all resources in it permanently.
Correct. Did you read now?
Yeah.
Go to the next line. What is it showing?
Apply force delete for selected virtual machines and virtual machine scale sets.
Go next line. What is it telling?
Type the resource group name.
Did you type it?
No, I enabled to.
You have to type, no? Okay,
no,
it is not there. Okay, don't worry. Close this window. When I say close this window, there is a X mark. Yeah, good. Yes. Okay. Click OK. Reload the page. Go to resource group section. Yeah, that is a resource group. No? Yeah. Now delete it. Delete resource group. At the top. There is an option. create, manage, delete resource group. Guys, explore the options. Now you type it.
AZ.
Capital. AZ 500 lab 7.
LAB
07. Yeah, force delete, force it. Yeah, delete it now. That's it. It will
okay, so I need to delete all this, whichever the resources
automatic.
are.
It will delete. It will delete everything.
So now I need to create. I need to see the response.
Yeah. Now that's why guys. That means most of you have never read my instructions, huh?
No. I opened in this parallelly. I am seeing it also.
Go to my resource group. You will see the very clear details. No, open the PowerShell. It will show you blah blah blah. Then just delete it, or you can delete the resource group. It will go off.
Okay. Okay. Now I will start from the beginning again.
Now you will do it again, huh?
No, because now this virtual machine is in other groups and
don't worry. Don't do the lab. Okay. I'm going to anyway in next 10 minutes start the lab. Just go through the documentation only, because in the next 10 minutes I'll start a different lab. Then you will be stuck in this first lab and second lab. Either you will not complete first lab, nor you will complete second lab. Okay. Rather wait 10 minutes and complete the second lab with me. Then you can come back. You have 1 week time to complete it. By the time you come next week, you complete this. It will be easy. Okay. Good. Okay.
Hi, Jordan. Hello.
Venkat, please contact Jordan personally so that you don't miss the class. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, can I assume that everyone, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Can I assume everyone, any one of you are in the ending of it, like, you know, exercise 2, task 3 or 4? Okay. Can I have your attention on my screen, please? Can I have your attention on my screen? So this is what we are going to do. I think by now, if you get a chance, you could have studied the lab guide while you're waiting for other friends to complete the lab one. Very simple, huh? This one. You remember in the last lab, you have created manually a server, no? Manually, did you create a server? Step 1, step 2, step 3 like that? In this lab, you will not manually create a server. There is a template that is already given. There is a template that is already given to you. You just need to upload this template. That's it. Servers will get created automatically. Clear? And how are we going to design this lab? So this time, you already learned how to create subnets in the previous class, right? In sense, previous lab. No, in this, subnets also will get created automatically. Servers will get created automatically. Firewall is only a little manual done. OK, clear? Almost everything will get automatically created in this lab. OK. Because already you know it, we don't want to repeat the same thing. What you did not learn is how to deploy a firewall. That firewall deployment I'll show you now. So you have the same network. Network name is test firewall virtual network, which is 10.0.0/16. In this network, you are going to have two subnets, 10.0.2.0/24 and 10.0.3.0/24. 3.0 network and 2.0 network. And then you have 1.0 network, 10.0.1.4. Is it clear? There are three networks. There are three subnets. So while what I will do, I will start the lab and then I'll come back and explain it because lab spinning will take time. So I have a very fresh thing. I don't have any resources. I'll go to my home. I'll do step by step. The first step is to deploy the lab environment. So to deploy the lab environment, it's very, very simple. Huh? Just follow my instructions. It will be very easy. It will be very easy. Now, there is a small caution. Can you all raise your hands who were unable to do it in East US region? If you have not completed your lab in East US region, please raise your hands. If you have completed in East US, it's good. Okay. Pavan, Sudhagar, Manjunath, Anjanelu, Venkateshwara, Jyal, Sai Krishna, Chandan. So did you all create your account today? Or activated your accounts today?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
No, not my case. Actually, we did it long back, maybe 2-3 weeks. Sudhagar.
Okay. So let's do this. Just observe me. Please keep your hands raised. Observe me. I'll do some changes in the lab only for you people. Okay, how to deploy it. But before you do the lab, you should always reload the lab. Huh? Always reload the lab. Just observe what I'm doing. So it is easy. First exercise is to deploy a lab environment. So you can see here, deploy a custom template. You have to say deploy custom template. This is the most common mistake that people will do. I want everyone to observe this. I have seen in last 4 batches, everyone will do mistake here. OK. First, select the custom deployment and then you see build your own template in the editor. Don't click it. Observe what is there. There are common templates. There are common templates which are available to deploy. If you are not happy with this, then only you can say build your own template in the editor. So if now you click build your own template in the editor, now it is asking you add a resource, quick template, load file, download file. Now this comes with parameters, variables and resources. So all the parameters that are there, all the variables that you are going to use and all the resources. Now we are using a template to do it, but we need a template, right? So how do you get a template? If you go to my lab documentation, scroll down. If you go to step by step, if you read step by step, you see there is a template.json. The moment you click on template.json, it will open a new file. Save this as template.json. See, save as template.json. Save as template.json. Save it. After saving this file, come here and click on load file. Click on load file. I'm loading template.json. Now don't make any changes here. If you make any changes here, it will reflect across. Now this is where all of you who has raised hands know you have to keep your attention. If I do Control F, east. Do you see anything like East US or something like that?
No.
No.
Are you observing anything? If I do Control F, I don't see anything like East US. That means didn't I select my region anything here? Obviously, no, when you create a server, you should select a region, right? That means the region configuration should be there here, no? Do you see East US? It is there, but it will never show you because this is a search from outside. See, there are two entries. But it is showing me in the same line, 205. But what you have to do, this East US, sorry. There is a search button here. You have to come inside the editor. And then do Control F and then search for East US because I designed this entire lab for East US region. I designed the entire lab for East US and there are 10 places where you need to change. You see, there are 10 places where you need to change. Be very cautious. Be very, very cautious. For example, in your last lab, whichever region you have chosen, do you know it?
Yes, sir.
So tell me one of the regions that you
Australia
have chosen.
East.
Sorry?
Australia East.
Australia East in Azure. OK. When you type Australia East in Azure, it will give you a name. See, if you look at East US, there is no space. If you see here, in the East US, there is no space. That means there is a different naming convention for it. So what you can do is you can say Azure region list. Type Azure regions list. Where is the second? I'll give you the list. So it's easy actually. If you go that way, because it will only show you the regions. It doesn't separate the names. 1 second, I'll give it. But see East US. For example, for Central India, it will be Central India. It will be, for example, if you go for Australia, it will be Australia. So I'll just give you the global regions that are available. Something like this, you will see regions list. East Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, East. See, you have to type exactly like this. Now, rather than after loading, modifying, rather than loading into this and modifying, what I will do, I will modify it before. You remember you have saved the JSON file, no? You remember you saved the JSON file? Go into the JSON file. Wherever you have downloaded, it's on my desktop. Sorry, downloads. Template.json. This is a template JSON file. I'll open the template.json file in an editor, any editor that you like, VS Code, Visual Studio, whatever it is. Do Control F, search for East2US and replace it with the region that you know. Replace it with the region that you know. So in your previous case, which region you have used? Can you write down in the chat box, please? Apart from East2US, whatever the regions that you have used, can you write down in the chat box, please? So here, this is where you will get East Asia, Southeast Asia. These are called as region identifiers. Huh? For example, Venkateshwara. In your case, you will use Australia East. Single keyword, not there is no space. Yes, yeah, like that you need to search. For example, if you have used West, there is West. So these are the regions list I will give you. The regions list I will give you. OK, after modifying the regions, then only upload the template. Huh? Otherwise, what happens is some resources will get created in East-US, some resources will get created in other region. So what will happen? We will have an issue again in the lab. So look at my screen. I have loaded with East-US and click on save. Again, observe, the moment you click on save, revalidate your subscription, revalidate your resource group. Did you create a resource group before? No. So as per this lab, you have to create a different resource group. As per this lab, you'll create a different resource group. Create a resource group. As per this lab, you will create a different resource group and then verify what is the region, what is the virtual machine's name, network interfaces, network security groups, and then click on review and create. And it will take a minute or two. So 14 resources will get created. And then
so in this you have selected a different region.
No, same region. I will not fiddle with anything.
No,
so you will need to agree the terms.
Once you loaded the custom template, you have chosen East-US2 region, right? Below.
No, I have selected only East-US. Is it?
Yeah. If you see.
That got changed to East-US too.
No, I have to change it to East-US then. If see if this happens, please ensure be cautious. Maybe I just by mistake entered it. East-US is something which I need. Yeah, please be very cautious. This is a very common thing. East-US and then click on review and create. So here you will need to agree the terms and conditions to create this resource successfully. See, I have to agree the terms and conditions. See here there is a terms and conditions. Click on the terms and conditions page. That itself tells that you have agreed.
Can we ignore the warning, sir? On the top, it used to show like the schema is not available. You know.
No. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it.
Okay. Then it is showing. It is showing no schema request service available.
Is it shown in mine also? Didn't I observe that? No, I did not see that. Anyway, show me your screen. Just a minute.
This one.
Yeah, I cannot see. 1 second. Yeah, scroll. That is okay. That is okay. That should not be a problem.
Okay.
That should not be a problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
But don't do a follow along, otherwise you will miss out the sequence.
Okay.
So guys, now I have uploaded and it will go ahead and create how many 14 resources, servers and all everything it will get created. But what is more important is firewall. Let's go ahead and deploy our firewall. See, firewall deployment is independent of this. So while this runs in the background, you can deploy your firewalls. Yeah. Let's come search for Azure Firewall or just go to firewalls. See, there is firewall section. You will go ahead and create a simple firewall. Nishant, when we can put security in the previous lab, why do we need this firewall? Tell me. Can I do IDPS intrusion detection implementation? No. Can I do SSL offloading? No. With the NSG and ASG, I cannot put SSL offloading, IDPS, threat analysis cannot be done. So that's why we are creating a firewall. Only we'll create a standard firewall. We will not create a premium firewall at this moment. So I'm choosing MSDN subscription. The resource group is at 500 lab 8. Now East US region. Don't forget East US. Name of the instance is test firewall 1. Test firewall 1. Availability zone is none. Please observe. Later don't search. Oh, where is this option? Where is that option? If you observe now, you will not search. Scroll down and you see here premium firewalls support additional capabilities such as SSL termination, IDPS. Additional costs may apply. Migrating a standard firewall to premium will require some downtime. We are choosing standard at this moment. Once you get comfortable, you enable premium. Not now. OK, but the only problem is the moment you turn on the premium, $100 just like that gone. For a 3-4 day, it's gone. So that's why we are going for a standard with less cost. Because we need to understand things, no? Now use a firewall policy to manage this firewall. Use firewall rules classic to manage this firewall. I will go with classic rules because classic rules will give you more details. More granular you can write. So do you want to choose a virtual network? I want to use an existing virtual network. In our lab 1, did we create a virtual network? Yeah, we created no in the previous lab.
Yeah.
Same lab network we are choosing. Assume it is the previous one, OK? And do you want a public IP address to your firewall? Obviously. So click on add new and name of the public firewall. Sorry, public IP of the firewall. Click OK. And do you want to enable forced tunneling? No, we don't want to create any VPN. No. Do you want to create a VPN here at this moment? No. So I'll just go with I don't enable this. Click on review and create. Click on review and create. OK, now firewall is getting created. In the background, resources also got created. So if you go to the resource group and if you go to virtual machine section, DC 2 virtual machines got created. You already know how to create these virtual machines, correct?
Yeah.
Now observe in the last class, in the last lab, do you know how to create a subnet? Yes. While creating a subnet, did you choose to enable public IP address? Correct. Now, if you look at in this system, in this network, in this lab, OK, only the jump server will have public IP. OK, only the jump server will have public IP address. Work machine will not have public IP. First of all, is it mandatory? In the last lab, we said no. Nishant, when we are doing jump, rather than blocking it, I will not even enable public. Makes sense, no? Correct. So only the jump server have public IP address. That's it. So you can only access jump server from outside. So via jump server, you will go to the work machine and then do the work. OK, good. Now create the firewall. It will take 10 minutes for creating the firewall. Now observe. Firewall is there. Work subnet is there. Workload subnet and jump server subnet. These two are different subnets. So that means I can put a control on what traffic can pass from here to here. Correct? Which technology I have to use? to put a rule here?
NSG.
Why NSG? Tell me.
It's between two different subnets.
Between two different subnets, if I have to write controls, what I can do is I can put an NSG. Yeah. Now let's go to the firewalls and look at the IP addressing schema now. Very important to understand the IP addressing schema of a firewall. So if you see here, let's wait for the firewall to create. But meanwhile, I'll draw an architecture here. So what is the jump server's private IP? Observe it. 10034. Jump server IP address is 10034. Good. See, if you have to understand some architectures better, no, you should always look at the configuration, come back to the diagram and point it on the diagram. That will definitely help you. Then I'll go to the SRV. To understand architectures, to design architectures, you should always be mapping it with a picture. 10024. See, 10024. Now when I create a firewall, the firewall will be in 10014. So I'm waiting for my firewall. Now tell me, when these three are different subnets, how do one subnet know other subnet? There's different subnets, no? How do one subnet know other subnets? How do
Maybe
one subnet network will know other subnet network?
virtual network created.
Virtual network, but these are subnets, no?
You mean
Underlying infra is routing.
They're in the same /24.
No, there are
that is
default.
where you need to go to virtual network and go to subnets. Click on one of the subnet, workload subnet. Look at the workload subnet. There is no NAT gateway, no security group attached. Route table is none. That means it don't know where to send the traffic. It don't know where to send the traffic. OK, but look at the jump. Does it know where to send the traffic? If it want, it can send internally. If it want, it can send internally. But if it has to cross the network, it don't know where to send. It don't know where to send. See, route table is not there. So first of all, let us print route tables. Let us print a list of route tables. So to make your life easy, where can I find route tables? In case if you don't find route tables like this, search it here. See route tables. Do I have any route table now? Do I have any route table?
No.
No. So what should I do? OK. Let me also show you one more stuff. This is a jump server. No, I'll go to jump server. Do you all know how to run a command here? Now, can I ping? Can I ping work server? What is the work server IP?
3.4.
10024. 10024. It's a shell script, no? Now, how is it? How do I know whether it is pinging or not? Now I don't have RDP access. Oh, maybe I have an RDP access. I should see. It's a public IP address, no? I should see whether the jump server has public connectivity or not. Go download server, jump server, start the jump server and see whether connectivity is available or not. Yeah, the connectivity is available. So what was the username? Password?
Wouldn't.
Are you sure? Did you look at the template?
No.
Then what was the username? Local admin was the username. Yeah. And what was the password? Whatever was the password. So in the template, it will be there. Now I am logged into my jump server. So from jump server, what will I do? I will ping who? From jump server, I'll ping work server and test whether it is working fine or not.
So
That
this
means
energy
by default, yeah.
This energy rule to allow the RDP access is already there in the template itself?
Yeah, it's written in the template. That's why in the previous lab, we have done it manually. See, that's what I'm going to do. For example, any lab which has related, no, the previous lab you will do manually, and for the next lab, you don't want to repeat the same statements because you have already done it. You learned the concept now. That will be automated. Yeah, now if I go and look for the command prompt, 10024 is what I need to ping. Sometimes Windows servers know we have to give good amount of time for it to come up. 10024. Is it accessible? No.
No.
How do I know whether it is accessible or not? Look at the route table. Look at the route table. If you look at the route table, see, if I have to reach anywhere on the internet, when I say anywhere on the internet means any IP address apart from my subnet. Any IP address apart from my subnet, if I have to reach, to whom I should send? To the default gateway. But did we create a gateway?
No.
Where is the gateway then? Now, this is where Azure will hide things from you. Azure will hide things from you. Azure will tell, hey, you don't care about where the gateway is and all. You just tell that your system should point the data or send the traffic to route table. That's it. You don't care about how it is working. Where is it? You don't care. It's a virtual thing. Clear? It's a virtual thing. So you don't care about where that router is. It's a virtual router. OK, so now I cannot send the traffic to work. If I cannot send the traffic to work, how will I ping? How will I RDP? Shall we do RDP and test? Ping is not working, no, but let me try RDP. Will it work?
No, it won't work.
But it worked. How?
You have disabled ICMP on.
Excellent. Yes. Now, when did you do it? It was a part of the script. It was a part of the script. See, in the last class, you already learned how to enable ports and protocols. Now, in this, we automated it. No need to do it again. I'm assuming that you already know. If you are blocking TCP, you know how to block ICMP also. Correct? I'm assuming things. If you are doing, while you are doing the lab, you should do all sorts of testing like this. In my lab documentation, I will not give you how to test. OK, see, now I'm able to access. How is it possible? With the help of rules that you learned before. In the previous class, you learned how to create NSGs and write the rules. The same rule is written. Clear? And when you are doing the lab also, do like what I'm doing. So you get to know things. You get to know things. Research is very important. Yeah. Now I'm in which server? 10024, correct? OK. See, 2025, that is public IP, and then 10024 is a private IP. That means I have logged from my computer. I logged into jump server. From jump server, I logged into work server. OK. Now tell me, for example, you want to patch this server. How will you patch the server? Or this is your regular server and you want to access internet. How will you access the internet from here?
You should give outbound rules.
but I want to put control also. Guys, if you are and one more thing, there is something called a server manager. This is something that everyone should know. People will get frustrated. So in the server management, if you go to local server, there is something called as enhanced IE configuration. Always disable this. It will not throw pop-ups. If you disable this enhanced IE configuration, it will not throw any pop-ups. In the server manager, local server, you will see IE enhanced security configuration on. Just turn it off. Just turn it off. OK, it will take time to refresh. It will take time to refresh. Don't worry. See, refreshed. So if you do this, the benefit is when you go to Internet Explorer and type google.com, that pop-ups will come. No, accept, accept, accept. That will not come. See, by default, do I have internet connectivity to this machine? How did it get internet connectivity?
I think by default outbound communications are allowed.
By default, outbound communication will be there. For any server that you create, by default, there is an outbound communication. So let us understand the route table of this guy. Let us understand the route table of this guy. Whose route table we are understanding now? This SRV work route table we are going to understand. As of now, the SRV workload, the workload server is pointing to whom? Observe. If I want to reach
Firewall.
anywhere in the world, 10.02.1, where is the firewall? What is the firewall's IP? Firewall's IP is 10.0.14, no? Currently, this is pointing to whom?
Gateway.
Some gateway. This is pointing to some gateway. We don't know where that gateway is. Correct? So what you need to do? You need to tell to your server that, hey server, from now, don't go to 10.0.2.1. Rather, go to the firewall. So I'm rerouting the traffic now. I'm rerouting the traffic to firewall so that any traffic that goes out of the workload server, it will go to the firewall. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, Nishant, you can ask me. Nishant, you can also teach us networking now, how this internal networking works. If we sit only for internal networking, I need 2 days. Only 2 days I need to teach how internal networking between our networks work only in Azure. There are so many components which are hidden at this moment. Because we are not in a networking class, I'm just ignoring the networking concept, but rather whatever is important for security, I'm pulling it out. OK. So basic routing, if you understand, that's good enough. Now, by default, it is pointed to some other router. By default, it is pointed to 10.0.2.1. So what should I do? I should tell to my network, hey network, from now, don't go to some other network. Now go to firewall. So how do I tell? How do I tell to my network to go to firewall? First, I should identify the firewall IP. What is my firewall IP? Verify 10.1.0.4. Sorry, 10.0.1.4. Is it that 10.0.1.4? Good. Now I will point my network's default route. I will point my subnet's default route. So how do you get the default route of a subnet? Go to the subnets, search for subnets. Yeah, you have a subnets. What is the workload? See, workload subnet. Is there a route table? It is telling none. See, observe here, route table is telling none. Here, route table is telling none. But if route table is none, it should not reach anywhere. But how is it able to reach? How is it able to reach? Now that is where what I will do. I'll show you some concepts, just type for route tables. If you go to the route tables section, do you have a route table? No. So click on create route table. We are going to create a very simple route table. That route table is going to sit in MSDN subscription. Are you understanding how important the resource group and subscription is? Everywhere you have to pass it. East US region, right? All my network is in. Now, what is the name of the route table? I will write it as firewall route. That means all traffic will be diverted to firewall. Do you want to propagate your gateway routes? Yes, just go with the default configuration. Yeah, click on review and create. So you can ask me, Nishant, why it is by default pointing it out in Azure? In Azure, OK, all default networks have connectivity to internet. By default, even in AWS also, all default networks will have connectivity towards the internet. Here also, all the connectivity is there towards the internet. That is the reason you should learn how to create your own VNet, how to create your own subnet, how to create your own firewall subnet rules, and how to write all your route tables. Manually, you need to write. When you write all of them manually, you know how the traffic is going. But at this moment, because you have not written it manually, I'm teaching you that it is by default configured to go for internet. So that's why I'm creating a new route table. Our new route table is ready. In this route table, we have to create a route. See, I'm adding a route and the route is what is the route table name? First of all, before writing the route table, you should have subnets, no? Do you have subnets for this route table? No, you don't have any subnets for this route table. Click on associate. Which subnet I should associate? Firewall. Subnet I should associate. Which one? Do I want jump server configuration or workload? I should select workload and then click on subnet. So from now, this subnet is associated. This route table is associated with this subnet. Again, you can ask me, Nishan, do we do all this on a daily basis? No. Firewall configuration is done on a provisioning basis. Once you are done with all this configuration, you will not worry about it. So go to the routes. Now let's go ahead and add a simple route. So I'm going to write a route and making firewall as the default gateway. I'm making a route which will tell firewall as the default gateway. So any traffic that is going to internet. Internet means anything apart from my network. Anything apart from my network is called as 0.0.0.0. And what is the next hop? What is the next hop? A virtual appliance. What is the appliance name?
Firewall.
Firewall. Now, you know why I chose this option? Think, if you don't choose firewall, if you don't choose Azure firewall, what if you replace with if you want to replace this with Cisco? Same. You will write a custom rule rather than choosing Cisco firewall. You will choose virtual appliance and point it out to Cisco. Point it to Cisco. Click on add. Now what's going to happen is anything that is going out from this subnet. Anything that goes out of from this subnet 10.0.2.0 will go through the firewall. So let me go back and test. I'll do ping google.com into the server. See, google.com is not working. If I go here, see, google.com is not working. Till now it worked, no? Before I pointed, it was by default, it was pointing to internet. Now it is not pointing to internet. It is pointing to my network and the default action is deny. So in the firewall, the default action is deny. But we need to write a rule now. We need to write a rule to allow. So I have to search for firewalls. Where is the firewall? Yeah, this is the firewall. And if you go to the classic rules, do you have a rule here? You can write a natting rule. You can write network rules. You can write application rules. So let's go ahead and write a simple application rule. Click on add application rule and just write a rule name. For example, I would like to allow just something we will write priority. Again, it starts from 100 to 65,000. I'll choose 200. Maybe in the future something will come up and the action is allow. And the target is fully qualified domain name tags. In case if you have tagging enabled, it makes sense. If not, you can say target FQDNs. Now, what you can do, you can write a rule. We will allow Bing. We will allow Bing.com. From which IP address? 10.0.2.0/24. From this subnet. If any traffic comes from this subnet, towards what? Protocol 80 and 443. Any traffic that comes from the 10.0.2.0 subnet going to port 80 443, that to a target www.bing.com. Bing.com. Then I will allow. Otherwise by default denied. So Bing.com we are going to allow it. So let me add the rule. Let's take a minute time for the rule to reflect. I have written a very simple application rule and we are waiting for the rule to apply. Written, no? One rule is ready, right? So if I go here and type google.com, why is it not working?
It's only for Bing.
By default, it is denied. So.
OK, if I search, see, Bing.com worked. It's working. YouTube.com is not working. Oh, it is working. How? Because it's still taking Bing.com, no? Let's say type google.com. Did not work. Reva.edu.1 is not working. Facebook.com is not working. Now what should I do? I should allow. First of all, why Facebook.com? I'll say this. This time what I will do, I will modify the rule. Rather than Bing.com, I will say Facebook.com. So I should be able to browse, no? So fail to update the rule. Another operation on this or independent resource is in progress. OK, some activity is going on. Let me see why it is. Let me wait for the firewall to update. Yeah, let me type facebook.com. Why facebook.com is not working? I allowed no just now.
Still hasn't applied.
Oh, Bing is working. Is it due to catch?
No, the rule is not yet up.
The settings aren't applied.
In the settings not applied. Yeah, see, still the settings are taking. But ideally it should be immediate, no? I'll reload the page and see. Is it still there or not? Application rule. So what I will do, I'll just go here, check it again. Facebook.com, Bing.com. Bing is still working. Google.com, YouTube.com. Okay, let me just do this. Bing. It should work, no? Why is it not working?
Ping is denied, right?
Ping is denied. How do you know ping is denied? Because there is no rule. So if I go to my internet, I'll close this. I'll close this browser and I'll reopen the browser and type facebook.com. Why is it not allowed facebook.com?
Check the rule again.
Yeah, let me go. One rule. The rule is, oh, still the bing.com. Facebook.com. I'll save it. So the firewall rule push has failed. So I'm waiting for the firewall rule to be updated.
Nishant, will there be any logs which says that this configuration push has failed?
Yeah, it will show in the event here. No, this is
because
where,
if security is our
your SIM will
responsibility.
come into the picture. This is where your SIM will come into the picture. At this moment, look at the diagnostic settings and logs. Now, at this moment, we have not enabled the log analytics. Yeah. Firewall logs run application rule log. Let's see it. See, no logs are configured. Configure logs in diagnostic settings. So if I go to diagnostics. Yeah, you were asking some question, please.
Is this logs also chargeable?
Yeah, everything. Everything comes with a price. See, why my rule is not reflecting? It should be easy, no? It's just a simple firewall rule. I'm updating it. Yeah, I'll go to my application. I'll click on this priority 200 rule. Yeah, it is applied facebook.com. So what I would do, I would go here, close the browser, open the Edge and type googly.com. Not working. YouTube.com. Bing.com. Not working. Facebook.com. Why Facebook is not working?
Okay, there is a filter change actually. It is going to relate into m.facebook something. I think maybe that is not
www.facebook.com.
Can we try to wget it? Maybe that will give us a guarantee that.
To do wget, this is a Linux machine, no? Sorry, this is Windows machine. Can I get a wget in PowerShell? Let me see. Do we have PowerShell wget? No. So do we have curl in wget? Curl?
Or else update the rule to start.facebook.com.
Okay. I will do that. Good idea. I'll come here. I will say start.facebook.com. Save the rule. I'll give a minute of time. It's taking time like that only. Yeah, it will take a minute or two. Let it do it. Let me just check the rule again. Yeah, it is start.facebook.com. Close this. I'll refresh this. Typically, you guys are firewall managers, right? You could have done so much of firewall things. Are you happy with this much time? If a firewall rule takes?
No. Even the consistency is also a little less.
Then why is it still successful?
Maybe all the users are not using the Azure firewall itself, and they may use the F5.
Maybe they are using a third-party firewall on Azure.
Yeah.
Possibility is there. Absolutely, possibility is there. Okay. So I will go here. Now I will type facebook.com. Yeah, working. So why it cannot load the screen? Is it due to browser?
Yeah.
Can be because of the
Browser.
No. Apart from this, there is also some configuration that you can do. So for example, now let's understand the network configuration of this guy. Settings. Network. Eight GB machine also, Windows is like this. Yeah. Go. New adapter settings. Properties. Currently, where is it pointing?
To 1.
The default data is to
Look at it. It's pointing to 2.1. What is the DNS server? So what I will do, I can point, I'll point it out to a different DNS, okay? 209.244 0.3 209.244 0.4. Now if I do DNS pointing, did I change the DNS pointing of the server? What did I got disconnected? Why did I got disconnected? I'm doing an RDP, right? Nothing to do with DNS servers. Was there anything wrong? I just updated DNS only, no? DNS
Maybe
should
one
not
of the
break
rules.
the system. What one of the rules? It's a very simple DNS. If I change the DNS, what is the problem with the networking? DNS is different. IP-based communication is different, no? Okay. Let's add this scenario. Can't I ping? I cannot access the server. 10.024 connect. So that means, is there any network security group which is only allowing RDP? Nothing like that, no? If an RDP is allowed, it should work. Any guesses? Why do you think it failed or got disconnected? Okay.
Because it's going through the firewall.
Yeah, but this is how the route is, no? Observe this. The traffic is coming and hitting like this. I changed the network configuration of this guy, pointing to 202. But what did I do? Is a route. Sorry, DNS settings. DNS settings is nothing to do with the IP to IP communication, no? Correct? You got me right?
Yeah.
Then
No, is it because that is not allowed in the firewall route, that 200 address?
but why? See, that is a DNS.
There is
This
a
is
by
a local
default
IP.
Windows. There is a by default Windows firewall enabled, right? So that some rule.
There may be a by default Windows rule, but if there is a Windows rule by default, on what basis will you write the Windows rule? There should be some basis on which you will write the Windows rule. No, what is the basis of Windows rule? Is it based on IP or is it based on DNS?
IP.
IP, right? So now, is it very clear or not? It's not due to for DNS for sure. This is my understanding. What do you say? From a networking guy point of view, if I am a hardcore networker, it is very clearly I can tell that if I change the DNS of any server, it should not matter. I can still do an RDP. Is that clear or not? Because I'm doing a IP based communication, nothing to do with. Nothing to do with.
Or maybe restart the VM.
Restart
Can we
the VM.
capture the packet? Can we capture the packet and yeah.
So now you're getting into the flow. OK, now. One second. I'll do what I'll do. I'll also restart for you. I'll also do a very quick restart for you to understand. 1 second. Where is my VM?
There will also be logs, right, to check for connectivity or something.
But we did not enable anything, no? See, on the firewall, if you go to diagnostic settings, we did not enable anything. So no diagnostic setting is added. So it is who has to send? All lags, everything. But for that, what we need? We need a log analytics workspace. So if you create a log analytics workspace, then you can push all the firewall logs, all types of metrics. You can push it to whom? Log analytics workspace. Now this is as equivalent to as a SIM. As equivalent to as SIM. But SIM has a lot more advanced features. This log analytics doesn't have advanced features. That's why you have something called as Sentinel. So what you can do is you can push all the data from your firewall to the log analytics workspace. From the log analytics workspace, you will take the data and push it to the Azure Sentinel. Are you getting it? I just want to introduce you to all these concepts. Yeah. Go to virtual machines. Let me very quickly restart the work node. So it's simple. OK, I'll do a restart as always said. So it's restarting the virtual machine. Yeah. Meanwhile, we have allowed it to point to a different server, right? I can go ahead and write a very simple firewall rule here. You can write a very simple firewall rule also. But let that come up. Once that comes up, it is easy. But I'll just keep the rule ready so that it is easy. I'm assuming that by now it should come up, but. Yeah, server work. This is our server 10024. Is it 10024? Yeah, 10024. See, this kind of testing you have to do. Everyone has to do it. Just don't follow the lab guide. I'm not following the lab guide after this configuration because I want you to come across all these scenarios. It's not coming up. What I will do, just I'll go to firewall. We'll write a very simple rule. I will write a network rule here. Just 200 allow, and we are telling allow. There are IP addresses, service tags, and fully qualified domain names. So we'll go ahead and write an IP address. Allow DNS based communication. DNS works on UDP. IP address. What is the source IP? Any traffic that is going out from this network 102.0 to any of these destinations. The two destinations that I want on port number 53. So we are doing a DNS configuration. We are updating the DNS rule. So I'm just adding a simple DNS rule here. Yeah, the rule is updated. It's taking time. Now I'll go back to my server. See, the moment I write a DNS rule, it is trying to communicate. Did you see that? I have written a DNS rule, right? The moment I written a DNS rule on a 10024 IP based communication, see, it's working fine. That means how is the traffic routed? There is a way in which the traffic is routed, no? So this is where, if things are not clear to you, you should be in a position to virtually draw a diagram. You have to think of it and draw a diagram. See, at this moment, it is working fine. So can anyone draw a very quick, when you are doing this lab, I'll give you that as a homework exercise. When you are doing this lab, why it did not work? That is your exercise. You have to do some research, identify why it did not work and tell me. Yeah, now if I go and if I type google.com, will it work? It should not. Facebook.com. It should. YouTube.com. It should not work. How come a DNS made it to work?
Can you check that DNS entry you made in the server settings?
Okay.
Network
Let's
settings.
go to network. Settings. Network. And after settings. Okay. I hope it is clear for everyone.
In the script which we have uploaded, the JSON script, does it have any reverse DNS kind of configuration?
But why DNS is required here? That's what, when you're doing a very simple RDP in between two local subnets. Yeah, in between two local subnets, why should firewall come in the middle? Why should DNS come in the middle? Let's understand basic networking here. Correct? As a basic network engineer, okay, if I block a DNS, do you think RDP is blocked?
No.
Then how is it working? So this is where I want you to come up with the networking skills. This is where networking skills plays a very important role. Yeah, I'll give you this as a task. Understand, go through the template and tell me why it did not work. Yeah, with that, I will give the chance to you to start working on it.
So just one question. So if the firewall didn't have the DNS rule, which you just did right now, it will still not connect, is it? The RDP?
Yeah. What I will do now, just for your sake, I will remove this rule.
Yeah.
Makes sense, no? Better, right? I'm denying the rule. If I'm deleting the rule, am I expecting the connection to be disconnected? Am I expecting a disconnection here?
Existing connections will continue.
RDP will still continue. Will it not get disconnected if the rule is deleted?
No, it should not. Existing connections should continue. It will impact only the new connection.
Only the new connections will be impacted. So let me give a minute. So I'm waiting for the rule to reflect. It's taking so much time. So refresh the page. Yeah, the rule is gone. Application rule is only there. Network rule. If I go here, see it is not disconnected. What I'll do, I'll close it. I will reinitiate the connection. Oh, it's working fine. See? Is that one software instance like that happened?
Yeah, I feel now when I think you go to facebook.com, it will get denied because the DNS you configured is to do not whatever.
Clear? I cannot access Facebook. Why? Because I don't have any DNS rule, no? I should have a DNS rule, right? So that I can reach Facebook. I don't have anything. Clear? That happened due to some instance. Why it happened, we don't know, correct? That disconnection. Ideally, it should not happen, no? What I will also do, just to test that again.
Why we need a separate DNS rule to access this Facebook? This is
It's a firewall, no? Firewall will only allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic. DNS works on 53.
Okay.
Without doing a DNS resolution, you cannot get the IP address of the server, no?
Yeah. Okay.
So if I go to network, if I change it to automatic, will it work? So it's close. Oh, I changed DNS. What is happening when I do change in the DNS? Is it restarting the network interface?
Yeah,
Ideally, Windows servers, does it do like that?
So ideally, yeah, when you change the DNS, I think the adapter configuration changes. So,
but is it? See,
you'll have to restart the VM.
No. Go ahead and do research on this. See what is the behavior? Why it is behaving like this? Yeah, that's the homework. When you come back to the next class, we will discuss and then we'll continue. Okay. Why change in the DNS is actually making it to disconnect? One hint, everything in the world of cloud has something called as auto DNS resolution. Everything. You may be communicating You may be communicating using an IP, but everything in the cloud has a domain name. Okay. Everything in cloud has a domain name. It is not revealed to you. It is inside. That's how Azure does that. Even AWS does that. But AWS is more seamless. Here it is. You're able to observe it. Okay. With that, I'll pause the session for today. I think. Do you have any questions for me for today? In today's class?
Is this considered as an assignment, whatever we have to do, exercises 1 and 2?
Sorry, did not get you.
There are two test assignment, exercise 1 and exercise 2. Are they considered as assignment?
No, they are not assignments. They are classworks. Assignments will be entirely different. Okay. Guys, whatever you're doing is a classwork. You're supposed to do it in the class. That's it. I'll give a different scenario. That will be your assignments. Okay. Now, so ideally you have to complete today. I'm sure this is a weekend for you. What I can also do is, if you don't want to complete it right now due to any reason and you may have to leave, feel free to drop. But what I also do is, typically every day I take a feedback. OK, every day I'll take a feedback. This feedback is anonymous. OK, this feedback that I have shared a feedback link in the chat box. OK, it's an anonymous feedback which will have 3 options. What went well in the course, what can be improved in the course, and if you have any other expectations. 3 questions will be there. Anonymous feedback. Please do fill. If you feel something went well, please do write down. That will help and motivate me to build more labs. What can be improved? Please put it. If you see there is any improvement that can be done in the labs or the way I'm teaching, please put it. I'll go ahead and take the feedback seriously and come back with the rectifications that you provide in the responses. And if you have any other expectations, you can put it there. OK, so lab 1 and lab 2 that we have done, NSG and ASG, is the Azure firewall. The moment you come next week, I'll start working on the key vault. It has a lot more exercises. I need a lot of time for this. That is the reason I'm going to start only next week. If you get some time in the mid of the week, just go through the lab documentation. That's good enough. Clear? It's a little lengthy, good lab where you are going to act as a programmer. Yeah, you are going to do everything on a command line. As a programmer, as a database, how will you protect your databases and all? OK. Yeah, any specific questions? Let me know. Please do fill that Google form. And those who want to leave, they can leave for today. Those who want to stay back and continue and drop, feel free to do that. Up to you.
Sure. One question. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you.
Now we have discussed, I mean, at least we have touched upon the topics like network security groups, application security groups, route tables and firewalls and things like that. So on a certification perspective, what are the other aspects that we have to concentrate to at least cover the whole area in which we have discussed?
Identity access management, okay. Containerization security.
I mean, that is going to discuss in
Security Operations Center.
Classes?
Yeah, that is what we are going to discuss in the next class. So did you get a chance to go through the lesson plan? That is uploaded on the chat on the LMS. No worries. I'll put the lesson plan for you here. So we are going to discuss about fundamentals of perimeter security, network security, and host security, Azure firewall and network security groups. When you come back to the next day, that is day 2, that is next day, key vault, application security aspects, database security aspects, and storage security aspects. Then day 3, you will talk about identity access management, Active Directory, identity protection, enterprise governance, hybrid identity, and couple of activities. And then security monitoring. So this is uploaded in the lab LMS. See if you have anything to say. Okay, no worries. And now just a second. You will have participant and class participation 10% weightage. Quiz 1 will be online MCQ 20% weightage. I will do it on second day. That means when you come back next week, I'll conduct a quiz on what you learned today and what you're learning on that day. You will have a quiz. Day 2, there will be another quiz 2, which will carry 20% weightage on day 4. And the final exam we have to decide. This will be mostly after the 4 weeks. And the final exam is a practical lab. When I say practical lab, you have to do hands-on sessions and then take a screenshot and put it in a Word document and upload it. And it's an open book exam. You can refer to the internet, no problem. Okay.
Yep.
So you understand, if I am giving open book, that means you have to understand that it's a logic, not the skill. Correct? In what situation, what decision you will make is more important. That you will never get in open book. How to do configuration in a firewall, you will get in open book. But in what moment, what decision you will take, who will tell? Only experience will come. Correct?
Yeah.
So that's why I want everyone to practice. The more hands-on you do, the better. And trust me, let me tell you, for those people who want to go for AZ500, without even studying any practice, without doing a single lab, you can still clear AZ500. But that is only memorizing questions, going and writing. That will not yield anything. What will yield, what will give you more advanced steps is when you go ahead and practice. Trust me, I'll give you, if you want dumps also, just dumps read AZ500 clear class. But that is not we don't need that, no. That is for those people who want to try to get jobs. They want more certifications and all. But you're already in jobs. You already have enough certifications. What is more important is to crack the knack of when to use what in what situation. That is more important. As a solutions architect, when you go back, you have to take these decisions. I want you to focus on that decisions rather than the certification. Because I know certification is easy. That should not be a problem. Yeah. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. That's it then. I'll see you next week. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Nishant.
Nishant. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone. Bye. But don't forget to fill that Google form. See you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, done.
Bye.
Thank you.